Say no more. About to get on real quick.
All right.
Me and the three of them. Yes, sir.
All right. Let's get ready. 3, 2, and
You already know what time it is. We are here live on 88.5, the voice of 901. Man, this show, as you already know again, is the antidote to adolescent athletics. Whatever you need to know about adolescent athletics, right now you ought to be pulling to the side, telling somebody you got to hear this guy every Wednesday at 2:30 on 88.5, the voice of SCS. Hey, but also realize that we are on Facebook, so tune in. Like the TaylorMade Sports on Facebook. Also like Voice of SCS on Facebook, so you can see this stuff live. And those that already know about the show, thank you for tuning in again. God bless you. But look, I want to put this special shout out at the beginning of every show. I'm always going to do something that will seem thought-provoking. Right now, we've got one of our own that is dealing with a situation with the NCAA. That is James Wiseman, the freshman at the University of Memphis, who is coached by our own Anthony Penny Hardaway. I want to put this message out here from everybody in the city of Memphis. Man, we love you. We are standing behind you, and we know that goodness will prevail. Hey, did you hear me? We love you, James. We standing behind you, and we know that justice will prevail. Hey, now it's time for me to get into the business. It is that time. I've got one of Memphis's finest. Oh my goodness. You know him as Billy Richmond. I know him as the Thrill. You know him as the WingGuru Guru. I know him as Lil Bill. It is none other than my guy, Billy Richmond Jr. Bill, talk to him, man.
Man, I'm glad to be here, man. You guys got a nice setup in here, man.
Hey, man, we trying our best. We trying our best, Bill. You know, we're small guys. You know, we got big dreams in here, man. That guy, John Best, is a phenomenal man. You know, you come in here, man. Apple said, man, whatever you have to give us, man, we'll bring the tree, buddy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
this
sir.
guy is phenomenal, man. I'm telling you, man. This team over here at 88.5, C19. The general manager, this guy here, John Best, a phenomenal store. I'm not going to get in there because everybody holler out, man, he talk about John every time he get on. Well, guess what?
Hey,
He here all the time.
Rightfully
Yeah, that
so.
dude doing big things in this city. If you don't know, I'm sorry, some people might be mad because they don't understand who John Best is. Let me call him by his name. Brother John. Okay, I know you know who he is. Brother John. Bill, I got you on the show, Bill, because your body of work is phenomenal. You're still a young fella. I know you know a lot about this city. Give them your background, man. Start me off when you were, what were you, about 5'7", 5'8"? I don't know what. Tell them about the growth. Tell them about that, man, Bill.
Man, started playing ball at 5 years old, North Fraser Community Center. The late Sherman Jones, if as many of us know.
Yeah, everybody knows Sherman.
Away.
No doubt. Legend.
He put the rock in my hand, and, you know, from then on, we went all the way up to Fraser, where I played as an 8th grader.
Yeah. Yeah.
Started on varsity as an 8th
Shout out
grader.
to the Bay. Yes. Hold on. Tell them how tall you were starting
At Fraser, man, I was a small guy.
Tell them,
really,
Bill.
really small. I mean, peanut small.
Yeah, tell them. I'm telling you.
Really small guy. They would actually knock. I was so small. I go to the hoop. They would knock me down, man. Really bad. But you know, just from the Fraser days, playing as varsity as an 8th grader, being the #1 player in the country around that time, 8th, 9th grade, 8th grade, and they just kind of catapulted over to where I went to Hamilton High School.
They pulling over, Bill. So people pulling over. #1 player in the country. Yeah, they pulling over, Bill.
That led into playing in Hamilton High School for Coach Ted Anderson.
Legendary
Ted Anderson.
Shout out, Coach
As we
A.
all know, with a group of good guys over there, and so that 9th grade year I started. I think it was like 3-4 of us that all started over there. Antonio Rambo, Justin Smith, to name a few.
Yes.
And that junior year coming in, that sophomore year heading into my junior year, that's when I actually hit the big growth spurt, which I tell parents all the time, like, you know, the weight thing where the kids lifting weights at a younger age, like if I didn't do any of that. You know, I did a lot of agility work. I hung on monkey bars. Believe it or not, I ate
Old school.
I ate grass. Can you believe that?
Hey,
I ate
come
grass.
on now.
Yes, grass. Lord.
Well, John didn't do that. They didn't have grass up in New York. They didn't have no grass. John just super tall for no reason. Ain't no grass up in the up east. Come on, B. Keep talking about it.
So, you know, going from eating grass, hanging on monkey bars, playing every day, going to summer camps, just staying active.
Yes.
And just
staying active,
trying
parents.
to do the right thing, so to say. I took direction really well from people I respected, people I knew who knew what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Just was a real obedient child.
Boom, stay right there. Don't go nowhere. That's my point of privilege right here. You know, when you got your own show, you kind of pause people when you want to, so I'm going to pause. I like what you said, followed directions, respected those, paid attention to, some key words. Mom, Dad, we're losing it. And sometimes we're losing it because we're dropping our children off to places where we as adults don't respect the coaches and authority figures. So when the baby comes home and they talk about the coach and you mad at the coach, what you think? That's going to spill out. So that baby's going to go to school and have an attitude. And kind of throw your pops in the picture. He was really behind you doing sports, man. And so when he dropped you off over there in Hamilton with Coach A, it was Sonny Hicks your principal then?
Yes.
Yeah, so legendary Sonny Hicks. Shout out to him. It was no doubt root to the Q's. You already know that it is Founders Week. I had to throw that in there right there. But at the end of the day, man, you have some great leadership over there. And I want parents to start thinking about this. When you taking your baby to school and they're playing sports, make sure you make a great decision. Drop your baby off in places where you respect the adult. Don't just drop them off because the child wants to go. Because if you show no respect, that baby's not going to show any respect either. Come on, be a pulley. Let's go back.
Right, so I fully agree with you. You want to take your child somewhere where the coach is respected.
Yeah, he know what he's talking about, too.
You know, he has the credentials.
Yes, there it is, Bill.
There's a lot of cats that's training these kids. I don't know, where they played at, who they played for.
Yeah.
Just the credentials aspect of it. So you want to do your homework and your due diligence on,
yes, sir.
Who your kids are around.
Yes,
and,
sir.
What this trainer or what have you not coach. What do they actually bring to the table for you and the kids? So.
Yeah. So you over there with Coach A, legendary Coach A. Was Will over there with you at that particular time?
No, so Will actually graduated when I was coming in. So
yeah,
that class with Tarek and Steve Brown, they actually was heading out, and then we were coming in during that period.
So you got to realize this. I'm gonna keep it so real. So you were a youngster, and I remember a guy by the name of Anthony Haley. We call him Big Ant. You know what I'm talking about? Big Ant came on one day and was talking about, hey man, this dude named Billy Cole. I said, man, Billy who? Didn't nobody know who Bill was at that particular time. You a Frazier guy.
Right.
So, we like, man, Billy Hoover, man, I don't nobody know no Bill, man. Where you from? Frazier, man, man, stop. And so we got in the gym and we watched y'all play. I think y'all might have played Melrose that night or something. And you put on the show. And I was like, that looked like the little dude that used to be out at Frazier. And they said, no, that's him. And I was like, wow. And so I watched your career catapult, being over at Hamilton. Let's talk about the number one player in the country. And let's also talk, what that was like and getting toward choosing college. Let's talk about that.
So we went through the Nike camp. We were all Nike through Travis King and Will Anderson, who's the coach at Lemoyne now.
YOMCA.
Yep, so I stayed through them, trusted those guys a lot. And,
shout out Travis King.
Oh, yeah, T. King, good guy. During that period, from the Nike camp, competing with the Darius Miles of that time, Zach Randolph, those caliber players, I was able to hold my own. And I think me and local Scooter McFadden at the time, we were the only two Memphis people
that were invited to the Nike camp.
Invited to the Nike camp. So I think I finished like top 20 ranking in the camp, and Scooter was like, right at 25. So we both went down there and showed what we could do and represented really well for Memphis.
Yeah, so you talking about two tall guards. You what, Bill? 6'5"?
6'5".
Yeah, and Scooter was like 6'4".
6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, so you talking about real good height going down there. Yeah, that was outstanding. And that was one of the things now for you historians out there. It's been a very long time since a Memphis player won invited to the Nike camp. It had evolved so much now with all these other camps that's up.
Right.
But going to the Nike camp, that was going to an elite camp at that particular time. And we had, and so that was a big deal for you to go down there.
It was a big deal.
Wow, big time. Little history for all you guys that's out there thinking y'all the first to do it. No, sir, we've been doing this for years.
Right. So,
matter of fact, they got young ladies now that's going to these elite camps as well. So coming from the Nike camp, which was probably your sophomore, junior year, coming back your senior year, who did you choose coming out of school?
So we went Kevin Stallings, Vanderbilt. At the time, Tick Price was the coach, him and Johnny Jones, and they were kind of messing around between me and Scooter, trying to see who would commit first. So I just, I'm a leader, ain't no follower. I just say, hey, I'm going to go with the guy who showed me the most interest, who's, passionate about me coming. He promised me I would start day one. He actually told my parents that I would start as a senior.
When you're still in high school?
I was still in high school.
Wow.
So and that team, that Vanderbilt team at that time, they had made a run in the NCAA tournament. So, just hearing those kind of things, it gave me a lot of confidence, and it kept me working on my craft, man. So, went to Vanderbilt. Went down there. We made the all freshman team the first year. Everything was smooth, and to revert back, we did a 26 on the ACT. I want to put that out there.
I was about to ask you, man. You better talk about it, Bill. Don't get it twisted. This guy is very intelligent. No. What was the grade for that, Bill?
3.8.
Yeah. No. So let me put a pin in it. He went to Vanderbilt, guys. The kicker is people now have just started to talk about Vanderbilt again in Memphis because Stackhouse is there and Faraji Phillips, who used to be Whitehaven's coaches up there, one of the assistant coaches. So it wasn't a lot of talk about Vanderbilt because fair or unfair, guys, and I'm saying this because I love you so much, we didn't have players out there that were academically prepared to go to Vanderbilt.
True.
Which was crazy back in the day because that was the norm for us. That generation, you guys, I think might have been the last of the Mohicans. But we used to trip. If you didn't have a 3.4, 3.5, didn't have a 18, 19 or so on your ACT, like, what we talking about? Like, what you doing? A C was average. Yep. So going to Vanderbilt meant that you were very capable of not being on scholarship and still being able to take care of your business over there. Oh, man, that's outstanding. Academics count. Mom, Dad, get them ready. If you want them to go to schools like that, Vanderbilt, where you are successful, pretty much for the rest of your life, you need to start getting your babies academically prepared for institutions of higher learning that require a little bit more than the average Joe Blow. So let's go, Bill. Talk to me.
Yeah, so after Vanderbilt, the first year, we wind up coming back home. I went to transfer back home.
Okay.
Cal reached out. Syracuse, Boheim, he reached out.
They talked about that.
All kind of coaches, ACC coaches. And I was just thrilled, like, okay, here we go. So transitioning, I made the choice to come back home just because people was telling me, the narrative, like, man, they stacked over there, they loaded. Don't go over there. They had Wagner over there, which we knew he was coming out that year.
Yeah,
so
no doubt.
I wasn't really worried about Wag.
Right.
Scooter was still there, but he wound up transferring out.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, I always.
Did Scooter go to Tennessee?
Yeah, he wound up transferring to UT.
Right.
So I've always been the kind of person, like, if you tell me don't do something, I'm going to do it because I'm always bet on myself. Like, I don't let people outline or tell me you shouldn't do X, Y, Z. So I wound up doing it.
But they're intelligent moves, right?
Right.
I want to make sure that people listening get it.
They're going to be intelligent moves.
Right. Because a lot of times, man, when we say that to children, one of my guys, we were talking today, James Williams, shout out Coach James Williams, we were talking today, and we were talking about how sometimes our children get half the story. Mm-hmm. We talk about how, I bet on myself and I went and did that, and I made that decision to go over there, but it was a plan behind it. Like, understand that you have to make sure you got a plan. You're doing what you want to do, but it's a plan process. You just didn't hop up and do that because my gut told me that. Now, you better have a plan because it can kind of mess you up. So, Bill, I'm 100% on my show, so I got to ask this question. You got to roll with me just a little bit. So leaving Vanderbilt had a little adversity because my babies are going to school, Bill, and they don't know how to handle anything that's oppositional. And so for you, situation arises at Vanderbilt, but because of who you are, you were able to come back to Memphis and have options. Let me not just say come back to Memphis like that was your last choice, because Syracuse was winning. You still had some guys who really kind of fit your mold of a basketball player that played your style of ball up there. Right. You still decided to come on back to Memphis. So give me a little bit, tell the children, man, a little bit about, you know, dealing with opposition and being able to not burn bridges and be able to come and do what you got to do and come back.
Yeah, when adversity strikes, you have to be able to handle it, you know, deal with it accordingly, get your plan together, you know, pray about it, and make sure you're making the right decision.
Right.
You want to be comfortable with whatever decision you make.
Yeah, no doubt.
Definitely, you know, you just got to make the right decision. But, you know, to each his own in that aspect. I just like to keep it real with kids. Like,
yes, sir.
So if you're going through anything, just make sure if you're coming out of a situation, make sure the next situation you're going into, you're comfortable with it.
Okay.
And you're not just doing it because you know, people telling you.
Yeah, it's a planning process.
Or not to do it. Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's go. You're at the University of Memphis. You're there with Antonio Burks. You and Antonio. Who else on that team?
Anthony Rice, Earl Barron, Chris Massey. We were actually the first team to make it back to the NCAA tournament. We broke the drought of like 9 or 10 years.
Yeah.
So that was a fun time over there, man. I love those guys. We had so much fun. We worked hard together. I still talk to a lot of those cats today.
Y'all just about to say, y'all still ought to be pretty close, Bill. Y'all, well, I'm going to say this out loud. Shout out to Charles Griffin, Antonio Harris, Anthony Haley, Eric McNeil, Kevin Cheatham. We raised these guys at the University of Memphis. That's why Bill laughing. You know, Antonio Burks don't get a jump shot till he come down there with us. I'm saying it out loud. I'll tell you who you want to tell. But we raised them in the summertime. So much so now, let's keep it real. Coach Kyle didn't have a problem with y'all going to the Boys and Girls Club, to the gym, at any time during the season. Nope. Like, they came down and played. Nobody talks about this. I'm going to tell you, it's too late. NCAA can't get you for this one. Lemoyne and University of Memphis used to come up to the gym and play each other. Like, it was a big rivalry. So when you see Earl Fisher, Earl come up here, Dr. Earl, oh, man, they battle. They battled back in the day. You know, I ain't going to tell you who won all of them. You know, I ain't going to tell you that because it's going to be a lot of discrepancy when it goes on. But there was some great games going on in the city, which brought great camaraderie. So Bill, you're at the University of Memphis. You get out of there, right?
We get out of there. We had a situation where I was playing. I think Rodney Carney had got hurt. Rodney was the incoming freshman. Right. And I pretty much outplayed him the whole camp. Right. His freshman campaign, which was my sophomore campaign, because I had to sit out a year. Right. So we wound up coming in at the same time. Right. So I pretty much outplayed him, but Cal's whole thing was he wanted to, no, that's the new thing. You want to play the freshman. You want to play the freshman so you can keep getting the incoming top freshman. So I get it. Yeah. He wound up getting hurt, so we run off like 3-4 games. We beat like Missouri. They was like
they were ranked that year. Yeah, they were ranked that year.
So that was a game we were supposed to lose.
Then y'all play them there? Or y'all played them here?
No, this wasn't Missouri. I'm sorry. We lost to Missouri, but I had a really good showing. That was my first game back.
Okay. Yeah.
So we beat Illinois when they had what's the kid?
Marcus Liberty.
No, they too old. Was Bradford there?
No, Bradford went there. Bradford, he was gone.
Okay.
That's the next year they won a championship with that same team.
Okay.
So I think the coach that's at Kansas State now.
Yeah. That's who the coach.
He was the coach. Or it was either Bill. I think it was Bill Self, because I didn't never really like Bill Self.
Okay. Let the record
Darren
reflect.
Williams is the name. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Light skinned shooter.
Darren Williams and the other little short kid.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, they were pretty tough in the backcourt, but we wound up beating them.
Okay.
They was like 18th in the country.
Yeah.
We beat Ole Miss that year, which they had Justin Reed and all these guys.
Yeah,
the Provine Posse, as they called them. Yeah. We took them down, and we beat Villanova, which they were ranked. So
yeah, no
we
doubt.
ran off 3
great wins.
Yeah. With me at the helm. putting up good numbers.
Right.
So Rodney Carney gets to complaining, his parents complaining, and Cal intervened, made him all these promises, and he put him back in the lineup, and that's when the whole ship just went, it blew up.
Yeah, I remember. I remember that year. Yeah, I remember that year. That was rough. One thing I will say about that year, even with that going on, Bill, everybody knew you could ball, and it kind of leads me to my next point. You always stayed the consummate scholar athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we knew internally, what was going on because y'all were our guys, but it was never shown publicly. And a lot of times this generation makes a mistake of putting everything on their shoulder, on their sleeve, and everybody can see, and so they lose that. So you worked through that situation. So what did we do after Memphis?
We worked on that situation, wound up going over to Lemoyne for, a semester.
Mm-hmm.
Where I played for Coach Johnson.
His
last year.
Jerry Johnson,
the
legend.
I learned a lot
Coach.
from Coach Johnson too, man. I love him to death.
Yeah.
That next semester, I actually had another semester, and the guy named Smokey Gaines.
Yeah.
Smokey Gaines.
Awful coach. I hate to say it on the air, but he was awful, to say the least. And I didn't even play the semester.
Sure did.
So once I finished with that and made that decision, I went to the drawing board and said, hey, Bill, what we're going to do? We're going to go overseas, or we're going to go jump into life, the real world.
Yeah.
So I wound up going overseas, Serbia for a little while,
Sure
played
did.
there for a year.
Sure did.
And then we went over to Cancun, Mexico, and played for 2 years.
You did. I remember that.
With
I was like, how you can hoop and kick it at the same time? It's like
Yeah,
passing that margarita
a whole lot
before I
of
go
fun
shoot this
over
jump
there.
shot. For real, in Cancun? Let's
A lot
do
of
it.
fun. So after that, man, I came on back home and, regrouped, got myself together, and got a lead on, I think that's around the time the market was crashing, the housing market.
Yeah.
And I had some friends that kind of told me, this is going on, this is going on, this is going on. So I put my thinking caps on, like, okay, so if this going on, how can I get involved in this? And I got myself involved with it and met the right person, and created my own staffing company, in Dallas.
Yes.
So during the process of getting that going, and it wound up, being great, like great deal. We were getting job opportunities from the Jamie Dimons of the world, which is, Chase Bank,
Yes.
Wells,
Yes.
which is Wagyu at the time, Bank of America. So we were rolling, man. We were rolling pretty good. Once the market kind of got back stable, that kind of transitioned down to, what's next. But during that time, I was always doing the wings on the side. So I was always doing the wings on the side. And to kind of go back to give the history on the hot wings, I was shaking wings at my dad's place. My dad owns Dun Dun's Hot Wings on Austin Peay. I'm shaking wings
Bill!
at, 8, 9 years old. People coming up like, hey, who was that kid back there?
Right.
Once I kind of got to shaking them, I had them coming back. They were like, he talented back there. So I always took a liking to it, took a passion to it. My older brother, he didn't really care for it. And my younger brother, Dustin, they would only go if they wanted to make some money. When you're a kid, you go up to the shop, hey, Pops, can I get $40, $50? Or Pops say,
You better shake these
get
wings,
your butt on
clean
back
some
there,
tables.
shake some wings, some, you get some weekend money. But it never was weekend money for me.
Yeah.
It was something I took a liking to.
Wow.
So,
Like kids pick up, children pick up barbering or fixing cars, catching those things back. Hey, look, man, this is crazy. You got to think about this. This young man said as a kid, as a child, he sat back and said, this is something I'd like to do. Shout out to Big Bill. I want to make sure we say that Billy Richmond Sr. I want to say this out loud. I want to make sure everybody gets this, is that he laid down the groundwork for his son without even laying down the groundwork. Okay. I know I threw you off with that. Just his mere presence caused his sons, especially the one I'm sitting with right now, to say, I'm going to take that and I'm going to be able to eat and fend for myself for the rest of my life. Dad, you're that important, man.
Right. Yes.
I don't even know. I could do a whole show about you, man. Look, first of all, Dad, let me tell you why I take this point of privilege, man. I love you, man. I love you, Dad. I love what you're doing, Dad. I need you to get better at some stuff, though. I know we not perfect, Dad, but I need you to do some things, Dad. I need to make sure you go to these games. I want you to give your son a hug. I want you to give your daughter a hug. Tell them you love them, Dad. Don't let these streets make you so hard that you pass that hardness on to your babies. Mom, tell Dad that he needs to show some love sometime. And he's going to be Dad.
Right.
And Dad has to find a way to show the love. But Dad, that show how important that you are. I watched Bill in this conversation real quick. He was just saying that through all the adversity he had from going from Vanderbilt to University of Memphis to Lamorne to going overseas, that he never kept his eye off the prize. He knew that there was greatness in him. Man, outstanding. So you make your money doing your wings on the side, man. Tell me how we get to the Wing Guru. Get it to me.
So we get to the WingGuru. So after the Dallas took place and servicing the different centers that I already had people working in, so I had them kind of infiltrating through the halls and the groups of people, the co-workers, and we got the honey gold out there. So people in Texas don't really have honey. They don't know nothing about honey gold. The first time they experienced honey gold was through me. So I introduced the honey gold to them.
Texas, you heard it.
It blew
You heard it. You didn't get honey gold till it was sold by Bill.
It blew their minds, and it was just crazy. So I said, man, I got some with this honey gold, and I kind of took that and headed down to Jacksonville with it because the market had got so bad in Dallas. So I took the staffing company, down to Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
And I had a truck built, and I did the truck down there, and man, we got the rolling the wings in Jacksonville.
Wow.
And we won a couple of awards during that time because that's the time I was transitioning into what my WingGuru stuff.
Okay.
Fully.
Okay.
Versus partial.
Okay.
So Dallas it was partial. Jacksonville it was fully.
Okay. Cool.
So that turned into I said I'm gonna come on back home with this because Memphis is, I feel like Memphis is the capital for hot wings, not barbecue. We known for barbecue. We known for barbecue. Let me repeat that. We're known for barbecue.
Right.
But hot wings is the capital for hot wings.
Yes, sir.
Simply put.
Simply.
People in Memphis love whole hot wings.
Bill, not party wings.
They care about party wings. They love whole wings. It's a difference.
Yes, sir.
It's a difference.
I'm
So-
getting hungry right now.
So had that going on. We come back to Memphis, and I had all these people. Man, it's a hot wing place on every corner. What you doing? It ain't gonna make it, Bill.
That's your kind of music. That's your kind of music.
I done lived it my whole life. Like, it ain't gonna make it.
Yeah.
But people didn't
You
understand.
heard that. He lived that his whole life.
People-
The magic words are, you ain't gonna make it.
Not gonna
Woo,
make
you
it.
better get it, Memphis,
So I
Tennessee.
take it personal when you say that. to
Yes,
me.
sir.
Especially
Yes,
when
sir.
I know what I got, what I know what I can do.
Yes.
So WingGuru come about.
Yes, sir.
And man, the rest is history from there. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who's just helped me out, man. That's been riding with me. That's been patronizing my business, my brand. Because I consider myself the WingGuru. I'm the brand. So I try to walk the right way. I try to do the right things. And, be an example to a lot of these kids. And I want to mention that we have started a program. It's the Need Grades to Make Plays, which I'll be speaking to a lot of the youth in the city on like what I've went through and how you do need grades to make plays. So if you don't have the grades, you can't make the
Need
plays.
grades to make plays.
There you go.
Need grades to make plays.
There you
Hey, principals that's out there right now, people that's listening, you heard it. Need grades to make plays. Hey, that's big time, Bill. You already know, man. That's phenomenal. That's just you. And I think the biggest thing, Bill, with that being said, man, on behalf of John Best and the whole staff, man, and myself, Marcus Taylor, the children's champ, man, thank you so much, man. Like, big time. Who would have thought Lil Bill would be sitting in the chair next to Big Marcus? But no, people affectionately called me G when I was coming up, and so that's what y'all know me as. But I'm just taken aback by the fact, man, that you have grown into this young man who had adversity in his life. And it happens to children with both parents in the house.
Right.
Like, everybody
Both
tripping.
parents,
Like,
yeah.
this is not no single parent story. That he had both parents in the house and had adversity. And his dad had helped him out mentally. Not financially in a sense, but mentally. So, hey, man, you got to get in. A lot of times our babies feel like, coming from very adverse situations make you strong. No, strength is in you regardless. Let's get that out of there. Dogs just don't come in the hood. It's dogs everywhere. If it's your pedigree, it's your pedigree.
Right.
And I can't make you a dog. You have to be born a dog. Let's get that out of there. Mom, dad, you saying you got a dog in the house when you ain't got that. You probably got a bird. You know, let's roll with that. But when you got a dog, it doesn't matter from what circumstance they come from. It is what they have in them. But again, Bill, thank you so much again. University of Memphis, stand up. Lemoyne Owens, stand up. Fraser High School, which is MLK, stand up. City of Memphis, stand up for the wing guru, the man, Billy Richmond. You know my line. I love you more than you love me. If it ain't so, prove it. And I can say this line right here. Root to the Q's this week because this is Founders Week. Be blessed because everybody is a champion.
There you have it. Great job.
Amen. Bill, no sir, Bill.
You cold now.
Man, hey man, this guy right here lets me be me, man. Whenever I get good at the Bill, then we're gonna be. No, man, I'm trying.
He already good. He already
Man, I'm
good.
trying, man. I'm trying, man.
He already
Let you
good.
downplay it, man.
I thank God for every opportunity. I don't change my conversation. I've been telling John that this show is probably 5 years in the works, if not 6.
Timing.
And,
Timing.
yeah.
Timing had to be